Have you ever felt nervous just saying hello in English? Many learners feel this way, but starting a conversation is easier than you think. It is the first step to making new friends and practicing your English skills. We will look at some simple ways to say hello and introduce yourself. These phrases will help you feel more comfortable and confident. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. A simple greeting is your key to opening a new door. Let's unlock that door together and learn the magic words that start great conversations. When you meet someone for the first time, you can use different greetings. Hello is a great word because it is both formal and friendly. You can use it with anyone, from a new boss to a new classmate. If the situation is more relaxed, you can say hi or hey. These are very common in everyday English. After your greeting, it is polite to ask, "How are you?" This is a friendly question. People usually answer with "I'm fine, thanks." And you? This is a social question, not a medical one, so a simple, positive answer is perfect for starting a friendly chat. Now, what if you want to know more about the person? You can ask simple questions to keep the conversation going. For example, "My name is," "Your name," "What's your name?" is a perfect way to introduce yourself. You can also ask, "Where are you from?" People love to talk about their home country. If you are not sure if they speak English, you can politely ask, "Do you speak English?" If they say yes, you can give them a nice compliment. Saying, "You speak English very well," is a kind way to make the other person feel good and build a connection. Sometimes you might feel worried that your English is not perfect. That is completely okay. You can let the other person know you're still learning. For example, you can say, "I speak a little English." This is a very useful phrase. It helps the other person understand that they might need to speak a little more slowly or use simpler words. This simple sentence shows you are trying, and most people will be very happy to help you. Being honest about your level builds trust and makes the conversation more relaxed for everyone involved. Have you ever been lost in a new city and felt too shy to ask for help? Asking for directions is a common situation, and it's a great chance to practice your speaking skills. It can be scary, but with the right phrases, you can get the help you need. The key is to be polite. In English, we often use indirect questions to sound more polite. Instead of saying, "Where is the bank?" we might say something a little longer. This shows respect for the person you are asking. Let's learn these polite forms so you can navigate any city with confidence. To ask for directions politely, you should always start with, "Excuse me." This gets someone's attention in a nice way. After that, you can use an indirect question. For example, say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the nearest subway station is?" This sounds much softer than a direct command. Another very useful phrase is, "Excuse me, do you know where the post office is?" Using "Can you tell me" or "Do you know" makes your request sound less demanding. People are usually much more willing to help when you ask in this gentle and respectful manner. When someone gives you directions, they will use prepositions of place. These words are very important. They tell you the location of something. You will hear words like on, next to, across from, behind, in front of, and between. For example, someone might say, "The pharmacy is next to the big supermarket." Or they might say, "The bus stop is across from the park." It is also helpful to know your left and right. Turn left at the corner, and you will see it on your right side. Listening for these keywords will make understanding directions much easier. What happens if you don't understand the directions? You should never pretend to understand. It is much better to ask for clarification. You can say, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Can you say that again, please?" This is a very polite way to ask someone to repeat themselves. You could also say, "Where? I don't see it." If you are looking for a landmark they mentioned, always remember to say, "Thank you so much," after they help you. Showing gratitude is an important part of any friendly conversation, especially when someone has taken the time to assist you. Do you enjoy shopping or trying new food? These activities are fun, but they also require a special kind of conversation. When you are in a store or a restaurant, you need to use transactional language. This means you are talking to complete a task, like buying a shirt or ordering a meal. This type of English is very practical and useful for everyday life. Knowing the right questions to ask and how to state your choices clearly will make your experience smoother and more enjoyable. Let's explore the key phrases you will need. When you are ordering food in a restaurant or cafe, politeness is key. Instead of saying I want a coffee, it is much better to use the phrase I'd like or I'll have. For example, you can say I'd like a cheeseburger and a soda, please. The word please is very important here. If you are not sure what to order, you can ask the server, what do you recommend? Or what's the special of the day? Sometimes the item you want is not available. If the server says, I'm sorry, we're out of orange juice, you can respond with, that's okay, I'll have water instead. Shopping for clothes or other items also requires specific phrases. If you want to know the price of something, you can ask, how much is this, or how much does it cost? When you are ready to pay, you might need to ask, do you take credit cards? Many stores do, but it is always a good idea to check first. You might also want to ask about different options, such as colors or sizes. You can say, do you have this in blue, or do you have this in a larger size? These simple questions will help you find exactly what you are looking for. Being clear and polite during these interactions makes everything easier. When you are at the checkout counter, the cashier might ask you questions like, did you find everything okay? A simple yes, thank you is a great response. They might also ask if you need a bag. Always remember to use words like please and thank you. For instance, when they give you your change or your shopping bag, a warm thank you, have a good day, leaves a positive impression. These small acts of politeness are a big part of communicating effectively in English. Have you ever wanted to invite a new friend to do something fun, but you did not know the right words to use? Making plans is a wonderful way to build friendships and practice your English in a relaxed setting. It involves suggesting an activity, choosing a time and place, and agreeing on the details. This process often involves some negotiation, so you need to know how to make suggestions and also how to agree or disagree politely. Let's look at the phrases that will help you organize a great time with your friends. The first step is making a suggestion. You can use friendly and informal phrases for this. For example, you could ask, do you want to go to the movies this weekend? Another great way to suggest something is by using how about. You could say, how about getting dinner on Friday night? Or how about we study together at the library? These phrases are not direct commands, they are open questions. They invite the other person to share their opinion, which is a very important part of making plans together. It shows you value their ideas and feelings. After you make a suggestion, your friend will respond. They might agree or they might not be able to make it. If they agree, they might say, that sounds great, or yes, I'd love to. But what if the time is not right for them? They will use a soft refusal. For example, they might say, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm busy on Friday. How about Saturday instead? Notice how they apologize and then suggest an alternative. You can do the same. If a friend suggests a time that is too late for you, you can say, sorry, that's too late for me. Can we meet a little earlier? Once you have an activity and a time, you need to confirm the details. This is an important final step. You can say, great. So, I'll see you at the cafe at 7 p.m. on Saturday? This makes sure that you both have the same information. If you are unsure about something you heard, do not be afraid to ask for clarification. You can say, sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say the time again, please? Making plans is a dance of suggestions and agreements. Using these phrases will help you move smoothly and confidently with your friends. How do you talk about the most important people in your life? Discussing your family is a common topic in conversations all over the world. It helps you connect with people on a deeper, more personal level. When someone asks about your family, it shows they are interested in you, not just in small talk. Knowing how to describe your family members and ask about theirs is a wonderful skill. It can turn a simple chat into a meaningful connection. Let's learn some simple and respectful ways to share these important stories. A common question you might hear is, do you have any brothers or sisters? You can answer this simply. For example, yes, I have one older brother and 2 younger sisters. Or if you are an only child, you can say, no, I'm an only child. People might also ask about your parents or your children. They could ask, what do your parents do? You can answer by talking about their jobs, like my father is a doctor and my mother is a teacher. Sharing these small details helps the other person get to know you and your background a little better. When you are comfortable, you can also ask about the other person's family. A good way to start is by asking, what about you? Do you have a big family? This is a gentle and open question. It allows them to share as much or as little as they want. You can also ask about specific family members if they have already mentioned them. For instance, if they said they have a son, you could ask, "How old is your son?" Or "What is he studying?" These questions show you are listening carefully and are genuinely interested in their life. Sometimes, conversations about family can touch on sensitive topics like illness or loss. If someone shares sad news, it is important to respond with empathy. You can say something simple and kind like, "I'm so sorry to hear that." You don't need to give advice or say a lot, just showing that you care is enough. On the other hand, if they share happy news, like a new baby, you can say, "Congratulations, that's wonderful news." Talking about family is about sharing human experiences, both happy and sad, and building stronger connections through understanding. What do you do when things don't go as planned? Life is full of small problems. Maybe a store is closed, you lose your wallet, or a friend is not feeling well. Knowing how to talk about these problems in English is a very important skill. It helps you find solutions and show support to others. The key is to stay calm and use polite language. This will help you manage the situation without creating more stress. Let's look at some useful phrases for handling unexpected difficulties in a calm and effective way. Imagine you and a friend plan to go to a museum, but when you arrive, you see a sign that says it is closed. This is disappointing. You can express this feeling by saying, "Oh, that's too bad," or "What a shame." Then you should immediately focus on a solution. You can make a new suggestion, like, "We can go tomorrow instead," or "How about we go to the park?" This shows that you are flexible and positive. You're not just focusing on the problem, but are actively trying to find a good alternative so you can still enjoy your day together. Now let's think about a more personal problem like losing your wallet. This can be very stressful. If you're with a friend, you might need to ask for help. You can say, "I think I've lost my wallet. Can I borrow some money for the bus?" It is very important to reassure them that you will pay them back. You can add, "I'll pay you back as soon as we get home." Being direct and honest in this situation is the best approach. Friends are usually happy to help, especially if you communicate the problem and your plan to fix it clearly. Sometimes the problem is not yours, but your friend's. What if your friend says they are not feeling well? You need to show you care. You can ask, "Are you okay? Or do you want to take a break?" Offering help is also a kind gesture. You can say, "Let me know if I can do anything to help." You don't need to be a doctor. Just offering your support can make a big difference. Using these simple, empathetic phrases shows that you are a good friend and a caring person, which is an essential part of communication. Do you see how all these phrases connect to each other? From a simple hello to solving a problem together, every conversation is a chance to build a connection. Mastering English is not just about memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules from a book. It is about using the language to interact with people in real life. Every time you ask for directions, order a coffee, or make plans with a friend, you are taking an important step on your journey to fluency. Your confidence will grow with every single conversation you have. Remember that the most important part of communication is connection, not perfection. You do not need to speak perfectly to be understood. It is okay to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are proof that you are trying and learning. Do not be afraid to say, "Can you repeat that, please?" Or, "What does that word mean?" Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Native English speakers are usually very patient and happy to help someone who is making an effort to learn their language. Your effort is what truly matters. To improve your conversation skills, you must practice. You cannot learn to swim by just reading a book about it. You have to get in the water. The same is true for language. Try to use these phrases in your daily life. If you don't live in an English-speaking country, find a language partner online. Watch movies and listen to podcasts in English. Pay attention to how people talk in everyday situations. The more you expose yourself to real English conversations, the more natural it will become for you. So, I encourage you to be brave. Start a conversation today. Use the phrases you learned here. Ask for help when you need it. Make plans with someone. Talk about your family. You have the tools you need to communicate successfully. Every word you speak is building a bridge to another person and to a new world of opportunities. Keep talking, keep practicing, and keep growing. Your journey to fluent, confident English has already begun, and you are doing a fantastic job. Now, go out there and use your voice.